Quick announcement before the video starts. I got a brand new podcast I started with my best friend Tucker. It's called Take It Easy. It's brand new. It's hot off the press. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to do something like this with Tucker for years now. And we got a Patreon where there's a bunch of bonus content and gaming content and an advice show that I run. Check it out if you want. Check it out if you're cool. And now on to the video. So about 2 months ago, I was advertised this show on TikTok, Return of His Majesty. It was about a man that had become the Emperor of China, and he decided to go back to his hometown and marry the woman that he said he would when he became the emperor. But with one catch. He would pretend to be a normal peasant so that people wouldn't make a big deal. You know, because of the paparazzi. Reasonably, nobody believed that he was the emperor. But he kept up the act for so long and kept escalating the situation by implying that he was the emperor that every person in power disrespected him and showed their corruption. And it ended with him revealing the truth and executing everybody. Seems like a simple plot. Hour-and-a-half long movie. I was so engrossed in how long this ordeal would keep up that I actually downloaded the app and paid for premium so I could watch the whole thing. A moment of weakness. I can't say I'm proud of that one. What I didn't realize is that it wasn't $15 a month, it was $15 a week. And I forgot to cancel my subscription. So I've been paying 4 times the amount that I thought I was. It was like taking candy from a baby, except that I'm the baby and the candy was $150. But from this experience, I became interested in this specific category of these TikTok-like movies, and that category is hidden identity. Hiding amongst the trees. Being all hidden. Hiding around. Who is that guy? Hidden identity. Every movie in this category creates a level of tension or satisfaction for the viewer by utilizing dramatic irony, which is just a fancy way of saying that the viewer knows something that a lot of the characters and people in a story do not. And I get why they make these. It can be satisfying to be in on it in a matter of speaking while the characters on screen are flailing around and don't know what they're doing. And we get to say to the screen, "Oh, you're in for it now, buddy." Everyone says that. There's probably more hidden identity stories on these apps than any of the other popular categories they have, such as favorites like werewolf or a strange fascination with the mafia. But in my peruse of these hidden identity stories, none have even come close to being as convoluted and multi-layered as the movie that we're going to be talking about today, which is My Loser Daddy is a Big Shot. Right off the bat, amazing title. Simultaneously insults Daddy, but also hypes him up. And to be clear, this movie is not to be confused with other very prominent daddy titles on the Real Shorts app, such as Mommy, Don't Cry, Daddy is Sorry, Spoiled by the Daddy CEO During Pregnancy, or who could forget, Mommy, Quick, Daddy's hot on our tail. My Loser Daddy is a Big Shot is an action film. It's a mystery, it's a drama, there's love triangles, there's action, there's intrigue. It involves the military, politicians, royalty, and corporations. But either way, let's dive right into it. The movie opens up with Ethan Woods, the main character, saving his daughter Cassie from some mercenaries that had kidnapped her. He's supposed to be this incredibly skilled special ops guy, but I also think he's a super soldier.
Daddy!
You caught the bullet?
Because he can catch bullets. I can't do that. And my mom thinks I'm really special. It didn't even look like the bullet went anywhere near his hand. Like, he for sure got shot in the chest. But he's like, I actually caught it. Pretty sure I shot you in the chest.
No, I caught it.
What do you mean? I can see it's still in its casing.
Why? This is yours. I know it is. I caught it.
No, well, okay, I can see you're bleeding. I can see that you're bleeding right now. You're bleeding.
I just do that.
What?
Yeah, sometimes I bleed. Sorry.
You have a bullet wound.
I'm disabled.
You've been shot.
Are you gonna make fun of a disabled man?
No,
You're gonna make fun of a disabled man?
No, I'm not like that.
Fuck you, man. I caught it.
There's also some pretty funny transitions between each section in this movie, too. Like, at one point, he's 15 feet away from this guy, and then it goes to the next episode, and he's right on him. Got a knife to his neck.
You can threaten me all you want, but no one, absolutely no one threatens my daughter.
He's going a bit further than threatening you. Stop threatening me. He straight up tried to shoot you. He did shoot you.
Are you okay, sweetheart?
Just fully executes a man in front of his daughter.
I tried to warn them.
Oh, she's used to this. After saving his daughter, the rest of Ethan's team show up, and we find out that they're trying to find the killers of a man named General Osborn, as well as root out any traitors to their organization, the Guardian Force. And this is where Ethan begins his hidden identity journey.
Keep searching. I'm going undercovers.
I'll set you up with a cover job.
What was that?
I'm going undercovers.
Huh? What was that?
I'm going undercovers.
At first I thought this was a typo in the subtitles. He actually said that he was going undercovers. I enjoy that. That's like the military way of saying he's going to have a nap. And then also, despite going undercover, Ethan's also got a date in the city because he wants to provide Cassie with a mom.
Get me home. I got a date.
Daddy, you're finally gonna get me a mommy?
Single father problems, am I right?
But before we keep going on with this movie, we need to talk about today's sponsor, which is Saily. To put it simply, Saily is an easy-to-use and affordable eSIM service that provides reliable mobile and internet connection plans in over 190 countries across the world. I was pretty excited about this sponsor because I'm going to be traveling abroad this summer with my family, and I wasn't really looking forward to having to pay as much as I have been for roaming fees. Respectfully, they're bleeding me dry. And let's be honest, nobody wants to be desperately looking around for a Wi-Fi connection in a McDonald's in Bangkok when you could just have an eSIM and save yourself the stress. With Saily, an eSIM only needs to be installed once, so you don't have to keep installing a new eSIM for each country. You save time because you don't have to wait in line at the airport to get a local SIM card. And you won't get tricked by some devious scammer selling fake SIM cards outside train stations and airports. Get out of here!
Okay, geez.
And they've got 24/7 support, so you can get assistance when something isn't right. The interface is pretty simple and user-friendly, so even if you're a first-time eSIM user, it can work for you. And all Saily eSIM plans are compatible with iOS or Android devices.
So what are you waiting for? Permission? You've got it.
So go download the app or go to saily.com/Nivison and use code Nivison at checkout to get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans. Thank you guys for supporting the sponsor. And let's get back to the video.
The chopper will take you back to the city.
Remember to keep my identity hidden.
Yes, sir.
Why is that even a question when it comes to going undercover? Does he need to remind them of this every time? All right, I'm heading out on my mission. Oh, by the way, make sure to keep my identity hidden, please. Again? I really wanted to tell my friends this time. Nope, gotta keep it hidden. Ugh, you're no fun. Before we continue, I need to break down Ethan's hidden identity for you because it has several layers. At the first layer, you've got his cover, which is Ethan Woods. Not a cover name, just his real name. And he's working as a dishwasher. He used to be in the army, but he disappeared for several years because of his second layer, which is that he was the leader of SEAL Team 6 during that time, which was classified, so he didn't tell his family and friends. On the third and final layer, Ethan is the commander of the Guardian Force, which is like a peacekeeping/spy organization that's super powerful. This is his true identity. So Ethan was in the army, joined the Navy SEALs, and is now the commander of the Guardian Force. But what people think is that he was in the army, he disappeared for several years, and now he's shown back up as a dishwasher. That's his hidden identity, so let's get back into it. The next day, while Ethan is waiting for his date, we are introduced to Leanne Osborne, who is the CEO of the Osborne Group. She's on the phone refusing to marry a man named Raymond Stewart, who is a member of their rival corporation, the Stewart Group, because she just doesn't like him. And apparently marrying him would somehow merge their companies.
I'm not marrying Raymond Stewart. A merger would just take my power away.
So I guess corporate life is kind of how like royal families work in this world. I don't think the writers understand how corporations even work because this is like weird lore. Either way, Leanne's plan is to marry someone on paper quick so she can't be forced to marry Raymond. Meanwhile, Ethan's date Tina shows up, who happens to be a project director at the Osborne Group, and I don't think that a date could go south as fast and as badly as it does here.
So,
Daddy.
you have a kid?
Yeah, I mentioned I was a single father.
So if you told her, she has no right to be upset. Why is she acting surprised?
What do you do for work?
I'm a veteran, and I just got a job here as a dishwasher.
A dishwasher? That pays nothing. On top of that, you're a single dad? What on earth made you think you could date me?
What's funny about this moment is that later on in the film, it's revealed that this was a blind date. But he still let her know that he was a single father beforehand. He was transparent about that. But she begins to berate Ethan for his salary as a dishwasher, bragging that her bag costs more than what he makes in a year. And very early on into this interaction, Ethan's like, you can leave.
I need a man that puts me first, not his kid.
You can leave whenever you want.
But she keeps going.
You went to the army because you had no other option.
That's none of your business.
It is when you're wasting my time.
Please don't be angry. Here, this flower's for you.
Nobody wants your stupid flower. And don't touch my bag.
She wasn't even near your bag.
I couldn't even afford to clean my bag. Even if you sold your daughter.
Dude, why does she keep going? What is her problem?
Please leave.
Ethan, you have no idea who you're dealing with, do you?
Ethan, you son of a bitch. I will burn everything that you know and love. How dare you try to go on a date with me as a dishwasher, you dirty, dirty boy. I will eat your daughter. Even the kid's like, this woman's a psychopath.
Dad, why won't she leave?
Don't tell me what to do, brat.
I love how real that reaction is. Ethan is speechless that someone like this could even exist. She's got to be rocking RFK brainworms or something. She's got to have a parasite chewing on her amygdala. At least. Like, this can't just be because he works as a dishwasher and is a single father. Is it? Luckily, Leanne overhears this whole conversation and she confronts Tina, and Tina starts being evil to her too.
You said you work at Osborne Group?
Who the fuck are you? Why do you care?
She doesn't recognize the CEO of the company she works at. She's got bloodlust. She can't even see straight.
Your name's Tina, right?
Why? Scared now?
By your name? Ah, yes, the scariest name in the world. Tina. So Leanne fires Tina for her behavior towards Ethan and Cassie. This woman needs help. After firing Tina, Leanne proposes the idea of getting married to Ethan, saying that she just needs it for the paperwork and she'll give Cassie a very good life. So Ethan just agrees and they get married. Immediately upon moving into Leanne's home, Ethan discovers that her house has been bugged.
Military grade bug.
Who the hell would bug my house?
You're under surveillance.
And then maybe my favorite moment in this movie happens.
Hey, won't you come on out? You've been waiting long enough.
Dragon Jack, what are you doing here?
An immediate response. They had to be at the door, waiting. Also, Dragon Jack? Who is this character? Apparently they're part of a secret assassination organization called Dragon X, but the costumes do not line up with that job description. It looks like Dragon Jack came from a Peaky Blinders audition, and the other guys he just picked up from a convenience store. The Dragon Jack and his goons are there to force Leanne to sign a marriage contract with Raymond Stewart, but she once again refuses. So Dragon Jack tries to coerce her by threatening her assistant by creating some sort of like Robin Hood scenario with an apple on her head. This guy's got to be the Craigslist hire. He's got to be. Guy on the right snarling, and then the other guy's like, wait, what are we doing here? What's the plan here? Luckily, Ethan intervenes right before the knife can hit her assistant.
Let me show you how this is done.
And this turns into a lot of back and forth. Ethan gets his gun. Dragon Jack's throwing out a lot of threats.
Drop the gun, or my men outside will come in here and kill everyone.
My men, all wearing progressively more elaborate and confusing outfits, will come in and kill everyone. I've even got a mime with a rocket launcher. Do you understand how terrifying that is?
I've got 30 men outside, and they'll beat your dad to a pulp.
Oh shit, he's got 30 more guys Ethan's got to fight? Some might say this is about to get really intense.
Either they take me out, or I take them out.
Dragon Jack, seems like you're short about 20. That's 2 guys. And I cannot get over the costumes that these members of a secret assassination organization are wearing. They either came from an Imagine Dragons concert or they're gearing up to play airsoft in the woods. So Ethan goes outside with all of the Dragon X goons, beats him up, and lets Jack go for some reason. And later that night, Leanne offers to pay for him and Cassie to flee the country, but he doesn't want this.
As your legal husband, I'm responsible for your safety. Don't worry, I can protect you.
I'll protect you, especially after how we just got attacked today.
Tomorrow I'm actually going to my dad's house for his birthday. It's been a while since I've seen my family, so I'm gonna get some rest.
Oh, but actually, I also need to go to my dad's birthday tomorrow. So, the day after tomorrow, I'll protect you. The day after tomorrow, that's when I'll start protecting you. Ethan then finds out from his second-in-command, Brooklyn, that Leanne is the sister of Steve Osborne, the guy he's trying to solve the killing of.
No wonder Steven mentioned the Osborne Group before he died.
Really, Ethan? No wonder the guy with the same last name of the company my new wife is the CEO of that mentioned the company before he died is involved. Whoa.
Just remember to keep my identity with the Guardian Force a secret.
Yes, sir.
Why does he keep having to tell her this? It's starting to feel like she's known for not being able to keep a secret. Hey, real quick, you're keeping my identity hidden, right?
Yes, I said I would.
You better be, because I'm undercover.
You're undercover.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
Don't tell people.
But I want to.
Don't.
I really
Do not.
want to tell people. I have to.
Don't do it.
One post,
No,
dude.
no,
One
don't.
post. Come on.
Don't do it.
Just one post? One post, please?
Don't do it. What a fucking asshole. So the next day, Ethan and Cassie show up to his dad's birthday. And this brings us to the first of a unique type of scene that I've found in these hidden identity movies, which I have named a gauntlet. A gauntlet is a scene in a hidden identity movie where almost all of the characters there are unbelievably unsympathetic antagonists to the main character. There is nothing that they say or do that can be viewed in a positive light. And they're all really angry and evil, almost to the point where it feels like you're in a dream. It's surreal. On top top of that, every antagonist has a set of established beliefs about the main character that is so unbelievably resistant to change that they rapidly escalate their aggression when it's challenged, and anything introduced that they don't know already is assumed to either be a lie or a scam. That's how they work. Now, the 3 rules of a gauntlet are: 1, it can only be resolved by an outside person of authority entering the scene and punishing someone. 2, that punishment is either being fired or being executed. And 3, there is always at least 1 slap, but often there is more. When the main character enters a gauntlet scene, it's kind of like entering a boss room in Dark Souls, or at the end of Halo Reach where the mission just says to survive. And with how weirdly these scenes operate and the amount of characters involved, I'm gonna summarize them in a different way, and I'm just gonna give you all the facts right now. So get ready. Here we go. Here are the facts. Ethan and Cassie are the only good people here, and they are challenged by Ethan's relatives. His dad, Mr. Woods, who is the chief of police and running for senator. His dad's wife, don't know her name. His half-brother, Bradley, who is also employed at the Osborn Group. Bradley's wife, who is also very evil. And this couple who's not named, but they're also evil too. Everyone in this scene thinks that Ethan deserted the military, and that's why he was gone for so many years. And they detest the fact that he's a dishwasher. They hate it so much, they can smell it on him.
Oh my God, who's this? He stinks like dirty dishwater.
Isn't that just soapy water? This is an ongoing theme in this movie. Being a dishwasher in this world is the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
Dishwasher?
Dishwasher. Scrubbing dishes?
Still just a dishwasher?
Working as a dishwasher like you're on the run.
You got liars, thieves, criminals, the devil himself. Below that, dishwasher. Even his dad hates him.
Dad, I'm back. Happy birthday.
There's the slap. As we know, even if Ethan explains that his time missing is classified information, they just assume it's a lie.
I'm running for office, and you've been gone for years like a deserter, only to show up now?
Deserter? You disappeared for years. You left the military.
And tell me where you've been all these years.
It's classified. Can't talk about it.
That's the funniest excuse I've ever heard.
They're always like, there's no fucking way that's true, Ethan. Nice try. It's like, did Ethan do something to his family that we're not aware of? They're not nice to Cassie either. His dad's wife rips up her drawing for her grandpa right in front of her. Then Bradley's wife stomps some cake on the floor and tells Cassie to lick it up.
Lick that up, and then get lost with your dad.
It's comically evil.
You've gone too far.
You think you can come here with a child's drawing and freeload?
I love how much stake they're putting in a child's drawing being offensive to them. You show up here after so many years, and what's worse, your kid's drawing isn't even good, Ethan. That's a bad drawing your daughter made there. That's a shitty drawing.
No.
I'm disgusted by your child's drawing, Ethan. I'm disgusted. And then when Cassie claims that Ethan is married to Leanne Osborne, obviously they think that's a lie too.
You're getting your kid to lie in front of everyone?
All of this escalates to the point where just from Ethan and Cassie showing up, Ethan's dad disowns him.
Don't call me dad. You disappear for years and then show up with a kid out of nowhere, and you ran away from the military? I don't have a son like you.
Please let me explain.
No.
Things devolve very quickly. But just as Ethan's father is actively disowning him, Leanne Osborne walks in the house with a selection of gifts for Ethan's father. And Ethan's entire family does not recognize the connection between the previous conversation they had and the fact that Leanne Osborne just walked in with gifts for the dad.
Brad, that was your chance. Introduce me to Miss Osborne. She could support my campaign.
The synapses are not clicking. I don't even know if this lack of pattern recognition is even possible in a healthy human being. They think that she's here because of Bradley's work at the Osborn Group.
We are honored, all thanks to Bradley's hard work.
Never seen so much gold in my life.
You better get used to it, thanks to Bradley's shiny outlook now.
Did they all just forget what the fuck just transpired? But now in the context of the gauntlet, the person of authority is here. So Cassie spills the beans to Leanne. So Leanne gives a slap, fires Bradley, and the whole family can't believe that this is how things worked out.
Why does Ethan always get everything?
How am I supposed to run for office?
So Ethan survived the first gauntlet. What I think is incredible about how these scenes work is that usually when someone has a hidden identity, the challenge is in maintaining your cover. But in these scenes, all of the other characters are doing the work for Ethan because they can't believe he'd be anything but his fake identity, which I guess is like good for Ethan. The next day, Leanne runs into an emergency because Princess Isabel Grimaldi, the Princess of Monaco, is kidnapped from one of the Osborn Group's hotels, and it's apparently her company's fault and their stock is tanked. In reality, the kidnapping was done by Raymond Stewart as a means to once again try to get Leanne to marry him by saying that he has the resources to get the princess back. And to make matters worse, the government of Monaco gives Leanne 30 minutes to solve the situation.
I only have news about the princess.
I'll press the police for updates.
Don't bother. You have a half hour.
30 minutes? That's barely enough time to drive to and from somewhere close by. That's like the equivalent of saying, if the Princess of Monaco isn't here when I count to 10, I'm gonna be very mad. But of course, Ethan goes to where the princess is being held hostage and starts fighting all of the guys.
Beyond 7 steps, the gun's faster. But under 7 steps, the fist beats gun.
What sort of rule is that? He's talking about this rule like it doesn't just apply to him.
Didn't I tell y'all? You were surrounded?
What now? You really think I believe that these red dots are your snipers?
Nobody believes anything from this guy. He just caught a bullet. Oh, you expect me to believe you? The guy who just took down every person in this room with special ops precision, that you have snipers? Yeah, right. So Ethan saves the Princess of Monaco, and they share a hug longer than Ethan seems comfortable with, and he brings her back to the Osborn group just in time.
Did you find the princess?
3, 2, 1. Look up.
Why? What was the purpose of that exercise? Why did he do that? Also, this is where like a weird side plot develops where the Princess of Monaco is like in love with Ethan, and she's like all over him right now. She's going for maximum surface area on the touch here. The next scene is just the Stewart group scheming to frame Ethan as a deserter by forging documents to get him arrested. Normal stuff, and that's important, but what I think is more important is Hendrik Stewart and his crazy fucking beard. When this man showed up on my screen, I was mouth agape. I've never seen a person with a beard like this before, and frankly, I'm obsessed. He's looking good. Dare I say dashing. I think that if he lived in another era, I think he may have ended up being a prophet of sorts, and I would have been his disciple. He's incredible. Look at him. But unfortunately, in this story, he's evil. Anyways, Ethan ends up being invited to a veterans reunion for his old unit from the army, and he decides to go, but what he doesn't realize is that he's walking right into his second gauntlet. That's right. The Veterans Party Gauntlet. Let me break it down. Hold on tight. You're about to get a lot of information. Hold on. Here we go. Tom, Ethan's old buddy from the army, invites him to the gauntlet because Jeremy West, son of the governor, is the investment advisor for the Princess of Monaco, and he is going to advise her to invest in Tom's new security firm company he started. Jeremy West is also now dating our old friend Tina, so she's there as well.
Are you a dishwasher?
Once again, upon Ethan arriving, things go sour real fast. Mostly because he's a dishwasher.
This is a reunion for former soldiers, not dishwashers.
I'm confused at the mutual exclusivity of that. So in this world, being a dishwasher after you get out of the military erases your veteran status? Got it. Okay, cool. This escalates to Jeremy ordering Tom to smash a bottle of wine over Ethan's head. But luckily, Tom's one of the boys. He rides with his brothers.
Ethan is my brother.
But because Tom isn't like a piece of shit, Jeremy says that he's not gonna have the princess invest in his company.
I'm not gonna fight him. All you needed to do was put this loser in his place and you hesitated. I gave you a chance and you blew it.
All you needed to do was assault this man with a wine bottle for my entertainment, but you blew it, dude. You blew it. But then Jeremy's like, I actually wasn't gonna invest in the first place.
I never planned on investing in your company anyway.
But then Ethan's like, okay, well, fuck you guys. I'm gonna call the Princess of Monaco. She's got the hots for him, so she shows up and delivers the slap. Gotta have the slap. Law of the gauntlet. Law of the gauntlet. You gotta have the slap. And then when all the bad guys are just like confused, the Princess of Monaco puts it all on the table.
If only you knew the truth. I would love everyone to think that me and Ethan are together. Because I am actually pursuing him.
Yeah, we know. We know, you've made that abundantly clear. Ethan's got to set some boundaries with the Princess of Monaco because she's way too comfortable being handsy with a married man. And as is law within a gauntlet, the Princess of Monaco fires Jeremy and invests in Tom's company. Hell yeah. You'd think the gauntlet is over at this point, right? Not even close. Gauntlet goes into overtime because Ethan's dad comes in as the chief of police with the fabricated evidence to arrest his own son for deserting the military. There's some back and forth. Ethan threatens Jeremy's entire family, which includes the governor of the state.
Mess with me, and your entire family is going to disappear from this world.
Ethan, have you lost your mind?
And then things escalate even further. What? How did Jeremy get the gun? Mr. Woods was reaching for his gun, and then in the same moment, now Jeremy has the gun. Did Jeremy take the chief of police's gun?
My dad is the governor. In this town, I am the law.
I really hate to be threatened with a gun.
What a unique character trait. Couldn't be me. I love that. I love that shit. Point a gun at me. But then we enter double overtime in the gauntlet because guess what?
General Atkinson is here.
Special Operations Command?
That's right. The General of Special Operations Command in the United States has shown up to the Veterans Park. He's shown up just in time to let everyone know that Ethan was in fact the leader of SEAL Team 6. And everyone is shocked beyond belief.
Ethan was the former captain of SEAL Team 6?
He was captain of Team 6? You're a former SEAL Team 6 captain?
Does everyone need to say this? But Jeremy, lost in the bloodlust of the gauntlet, is still not convinced.
These people must be actors Ethan hired.
If you try anything, we have orders to execute you on the spot.
Whoa, damn, okay. General Atkinson did not come to play. Then General Atkinson awards Ethan a medal on behalf of the president, and everyone starts saluting him.
From now on, anyone calls Ethan Woods a deserter, I will personally take them out.
Oh my God. If anyone calls Ethan Woods a deserter, the general will personally kill them? That wouldn't even be a crime. That's a First Amendment violation. What a way to end a gauntlet. Later on, Ethan is walking the Princess of Monaco home, seemingly completely unaware of how inappropriate she's being with him, and they run into his wife.
Why aren't you coming straight home?
Ethan promised to protect me and walk me home.
What about your bodyguards?
None of them are as good as Ethan.
All right. What's going on?
Ethan's so dense that he's like, feeling a little bit of tension here, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So now it's this weird situation where both women want Ethan, and he's kind of just standing there like an emotionless husk. But then the Princess of Monaco is like, hey, I got you a present, which ends up being a fireworks show that causes Ethan to go into a PTSD episode.
Down!
And then I guess he passes out because he wakes up the next morning. All right, I swear we're getting towards the end of the movie here. Let me just bang through some plot points. The Stewart group attempts to do a hostile takeover of the Osborn group by buying out all of their stockholders, but then Ethan is able to open up a safe that has the will from Leanne's dead brother that contains hidden shares of the company, giving her 51%. Because another hidden identity, Cassie Woods, is actually Cassie Osborn, aka daughter of Leanne's brother. You follow me here? Also, Leanne is tricked into thinking she'll be meeting with the leader of the Guardian Force because Ethan hasn't told her that that's him. And then she's kidnapped by the Stewarts for a bit. Raymond kind of tries to, well, no, he literally tries to roofie her. But it doesn't work because she just spits it out. And then he's like, why don't you like me?
I've liked you for so long. Why won't you just say yes?
I don't know, dude. Maybe every choice you've ever made? Ethan obviously shows up and defeats everyone. Dragon Jack is back to, oh, no, he's dead. And Ethan gets away again. Raymond Stewart is looking for another option to kill him. Jeremy, the bastard, has apparently been appointed as the Adjutant General of the state's National Guard by his father, which is just some classic nepotism, baby.
My dad's the governor.
And as Jeremy's first act, his plan is to use the National Guard to kill Ethan Woods.
As a general, I command thousands. We can take him down easily. Perfect.
Damn, that sounds like a perfect plan. Which leads us to the final scene of the movie and the final gauntlet, the Guardian Force party. Basically, the Guardian Force is holding a party so that Ethan and the Guardian Force can get all of the corrupt parties in one place. This includes the Stewart group because they've somehow been utilizing Guardian Force's resources for evil. And pretty much anyone else that's been evil in this movie. They're all here. Tina's there.
It's a dishwasher doing it at an event like this.
Tina's there, she's there. So now it's time for Ethan to make his reveal and tell everyone at this party that it's actually for him, the commander of the Guardian Force. Do we think people believe him? Choose now on your screen. What do you, no, over there, over there. There you go. Yeah, no, they don't.
Claiming this event is for you is just embarrassing.
Yes, Ethan, even though everything you said up until this point has been true, don't even embarrass us by trying to trick us this time. Even though everything else we said was a lie, ended up being true. You're just embarrassing us. Obviously, there's a bunch more back and forth until Ethan activates what I think is the greatest trope in these hidden identity movies, which I like to call, you can't sit there. Ethan and Cassie sit down in the Guardian Force commander's throne, and everyone is beyond offended that he would do that.
Away from there. That is not your place.
He's asking for it. Get him.
Ethan, you're so screwed.
What's fantastic about this is this same situation happened in Return of His Majesty, a movie from a totally different time period on a different app.
That is the Imperial throne. How can you sit on it?
You have some nerve. That seat isn't for you. Get off it now.
So that's awesome. Brooke from Guardian Force then shows up and confirms that Ethan is the commander of the Guardian Force, which causes Hendrik to play his trump card, a deadly assassin that could rival even the likes of Ethan.
My trained assassins aren't here to play games.
Wait, who the fuck is this? That's not an assassin. They look like a shoplifter. Oh, that's not an assassin, that's a suicide bomber. This then leads to an interesting negotiation tactic from Ethan. Because the suicide bomber has a grenade, and they're like, I'm gonna blow us up. But then Ethan also grabs a grenade, and he's like, well, now I've also got a grenade, so I guess we're at a standstill?
I've got a grenade too.
Are you insane? Do you not care about dying?
Do you? You're wearing 8 grenades on your chest.
Seen this trick before. All of those grenades are fake.
Why would they be fake?
How did you know?
He was right? I'm not sure what the trick would be. What's the trick? It's an explosive. What about one grenade being real or all of them being real changes the leverage of holding a grenade like this in a crowd? It's an explosive. It's a bomb. Everybody died. Somehow, Ethan gets out of this situation. But then the governor shows up, and Jeremy still thinks everything's fake.
Dad, this dishwasher and some actors are pretending to be Guardian Force. I think they're scamming us.
I don't know what his basis for reality is at this point. He doesn't believe anything. But he's so far gone that he suggests using the National Guard to kill all of the witnesses.
If he really is the commander, we're all doomed. You understand?
Then let's kill them here and now. No loose ends.
Luckily, the final person of authority arrives, which is a very real position. The general of the CIA.
Unless you want to die, keep your guns down.
Ethan Woods, after retiring from SEAL Team 6, was appointed the commander of Guardian Force.
And he gives Ethan his second award of this movie, which is the Ring of Kings.
On behalf of the U.S. government, I thank you and present you with the Ring of Kings.
Of which Jeremy puts on his ring finger in front of his wedding ring because he's married to the grind, folks. The last thing that happens in this movie is what happens when the final gauntlet is finished. And this is what we'll call the pathetic bargain, where every antagonist begins to betray and blame each other and beg for forgiveness, but they all get arrested, and Ethan and Leanne make their contractual marriage a real one. The end. This movie was a joy to watch. It does not summarize neatly, I will admit, but I learned a lot about hidden identities, and I hope you did too. Because if you did, you would have realized I'm not actually Ted Nivison. I'm actually a dolphin. What the fuck?